Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Nicki Minaj has had enough of people playing on her name, especially urban media as well as these female rappers, okay? It seems like, weeks after Nicki Minaj was out there talking about how she loves Princess Diana on stage, the Transformer all of a sudden decided to channel Princess Diana. And we're going to be talking about Jatavia featuring Jeezy, you guys, that is amazing, as well as Kendrick, getting a Grammy for a diss track. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So first of all, let's talk about Onika and her deciding to be in her Chandizo, okay? So this is what she had to say. She said, hi, so let's get into this right now. I'm that B. That's number one. Number two, revisit number one. If it means you gotta revisit that ish 500 times a day, do it before you ever think about playing on my Bamba, head top, okay? And that was just Nicki Minaj speaking a ish as she should, because right now she has proven that, well, nobody comes close to her in any way, okay? Be it talent, be it numbers. If we're going to talk about organic numbers, nobody comes close to her, and all these people know this, but these blogs, these female rappers, try to play in her face, okay? And personally, I'm not mad at her for speaking or popping a ish like that. And then, of course, the blogs ran around and started reposting that tweet. You know exactly how they do. You know how this urban media is like. And so people really started, looking at them sideways. They were like, you know what? She has a lot of accomplishments that she's gotten, and we have not seen you posting any of those. But the one thing that you rush to post is this tweet. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were basically summoning the Nicki ops to come into the comment section and start talking about, quote unquote, how bitter she is. Oh my goodness, she's this, she's corny, she's that. And I'm like, one thing about mainstream media, you guys, they will gaslight the behind out of Nicki Minaj. I will give you a plain example, okay? I will give you academics as an example. In one breath, academics will literally sit on his podcast there, and he will be like, oh my goodness, Nicki is done for. She's so washed up. She is not doing anything. She's old news. She is this, she is that, right? That's what they will say. Jess Hilarious sat on the Breakfast Club, was out there talking about Nicki's tour is not selling and things like that, okay? And they were applauding each other, dragging it, through the mud. And then the tour happened, and the tour, as we speak, is the highest grossing female rap tour of all time. Okay. And the other following tours don't even, in as far as female rappers are concerned, they don't even come close, okay, to her numbers, okay? And not once did I see the Breakfast Club coming out there and talking about how amazing she's doing. No, they kept quiet on that, okay? And so now when Nicki Minaj is going out of her way to post the states or celebrate her wins, they don't want to hear it, okay? They start talking about, oh my goodness, she doesn't have to do all that. Why is she doing all that? She should behave like Beyonce. And back to my example, academics, he did this, called Nicki Minaj washed up. Nicki Minaj is out there proving to you and reminding you that, no, I'm not actually washed up. And academics goes back on the same platform of his and says, Nicki Minaj does so much. Why is she arguing with people? Why is she, telling us that she's the greatest? She should be quiet. We already know that she's the greatest. And I'm like, no, bitch. I'm sorry, now I'm swearing, but no, you didn't say that. Just a couple of months ago, you said she's washed up, and now you're gaslighting her when she's now telling you that she's not washed up. Now you're trying to say that she's doing too much. And people want her to behave like Beyonce, but I'm like, nobody is sitting down there, undermining things that Beyonce is doing. That's the difference. Nicki has to constantly prove herself because you guys are always questioning her position in female rap, and you don't do the same to Beyonce. So to expect the two people to react the way that they, the same way, it's absurd to me. It is absolutely absurd. So yeah, of course, the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, and all these other blogs, they posted the tweets, but were crickets about the tour. And so Nicki Minaj went back and said, no matter how much you pay for Onika to be put on blogs, when she's clearly joking with the Barbz only and minding a business, just remember how all that paid media lied to y'all about my tour, and now it's in the top 10 of hip hop tours of all time, and we still ain't halfway through. And then she said, Bombo. And then she also reposted an interesting tweet, okay? The touring data had posted, about Nicki Minaj, being the best-selling tour by a female rapper. I think that was around 14 June or something like that. And so somebody said they will post everything else except this at the Shade Room. Let's get into this real quick, okay? And then Nicki Minaj reposted that. And I'm sure that she's now fed up. And if I were in her shoes, I also would be fed up with this entire situation. Like, why are you playing on my, accomplishments like that? The one thing what you're quick to post is a tweet and things like that, but you don't even report, the positive things that happen. So honestly speaking, it gets so much, you guys. It literally gets so much for one person, and I do not blame her. And these female rappers want to use these urban blogs as like a citation for their arguments. Do you understand what I'm saying? They know very well that on the ground, the situation is different from what's being portrayed on these urban blogs. And the female rappers actually know this, and they decide to use that to their advantage, okay? So yeah, honestly speaking, I'm not mad at her for doing that. I'm not mad at her for clocking these people. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, JT, you guys. Now, it is being reported because JT has been offline for a while. Oh my God, she has been offline, and I think she was just taking a social media, break, because social media can be exhausting, you guys. So now it is actually being alleged that she has got a remix to Okay, featuring Jeezy, and honestly, congratulations to her. That is such a big one, and the sound itself, it's a Jeezy kind of sound. So obviously, Jeezy is going to blend into that very well, and I cannot wait to hear the full song. I really can't wait. I know that it's going to be lit. I know that it's going to be amazing. So congratulations to JT for scoring, that remix with Jeezy. That's absolutely amazing. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we are going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar. Now, they are saying that, Kendrick might actually be getting a Grammy for his song Not Like Us. It is being reported that, the Grammy CEO say that, Not Like Us is eligible for a Grammy win. I don't see any reason why it couldn't be. That's what the Grammy CEO said. And I'm not surprised that, the entire district could be, awarded a Grammy. I'm not really surprised because number one, it's a nice song. I will give that to him. It's basically a very nice song. Number two, there is a bonus point for going against Drake in as far as the Grammys are concerned, because you do know that for the longest of time, the relationship between the Grammys and Drake has been kind of hazy. It has been a little bit shaky. And so, I mean, what are the Grammys known for? If you go against somebody they have a beef with, you're guaranteed a Grammy. So in this regard, of course, the song is very nice, but at the same time, it's like, coming for two birds with one stone. This is exactly what this is about. They are going to use this as an FU moment to Drake, because the Grammys are well known for doing that. So obviously, you guys, let's come back to this video, okay? I do see Kendrick getting an award for that, okay? If not for the popularity of the song, if not for anything else, it's absolutely for going against Drake. And Drake has been trying to call out the Grammys, and the Grammys don't like it when people challenge them. And so obviously he is going to get a pat on the back for that, okay? So yeah, let me know in the comment section, what you think about that. And the next thing that we are going to be talking about, Stunna Girl and what's his name? Ray J. What is their beef, you guys? Oh my goodness. It seems like Ray J had some interesting things to say about Stunna Girl, and Stunna Girl was not here for it. And then so she said, instead of constantly being worried about me, Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that D binge G, okay? And so like that's basically accusing him of, encouraging the DUs when it comes to Wendy Williams. And it seems like a lot of people really are not finding this surprising. It seems like a lot of people kind of expect it, given, the history between him and, Whitney Houston as well. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that, you guys. Do you think that there's something fishy or filthy around Ray J? Because I did see some wild accusations in the comment sections with people basically calling him a handler. I was like, that is absolutely interesting. So let me know in the comment section, you guys. Have you guys heard that rumor, and are you believing it or not? Now, the next thing that we will be talking about, you guys, we're going to be talking about the Transformer. It seems like the Transformer decided to channel Princess Diana in a new look. And I don't know, you guys, what are the odds that a couple of weeks after Nicki is out there on stage gushing over Princess Diana and how Nicki has made it clear that, well, she is, her favorite royal person. What are the odds that the Transformer would coincidentally come out looking like Princess Diana? Do you guys really think that that was a coincidence, or do you think that that was done intentionally? Okay, so I want you guys to let me in the comment section what you think about that, because it seems like a couple of people really are not feeling that. A couple of people are beginning to see the weirdness in her trends, and I'm like, since when did she become your idol? Like, it's very interesting what this girl does, but I guess anything to attach herself to the Nicki Minaj algorithm. She knew people were going to draw this conclusion. So nothing new really, just the Transformer being the Transformer and transforming. That's what she does best, okay? The next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we are going to be talking about, NORMANI getting sympathy for her flop album, okay? Now, listen, one thing the internet is going to do is, when it comes to somebody they feel like she is likable, they will bend the rules, they will make excuses, but then they don't hold other women to the same standards that they hold out other women to, okay? So somebody said, I'm glad NORMANI's album is out. Whatever fear or worst case scenario people imagined as far as the first week numbers have materialized. Now the ball is in her team and her label's court. It's a solid debut and it's one of my favorites this year, and they are calling a 12K debut solid, okay? And of course, people in the comment sections, oh, we sympathize with Nicki, with what's her name, NORMANI. Oh, it's not a bad debut. Oh, it's just 12K. Oh, it's not a bad debut. Oh, all these excuses that you can think about. And obviously, when people do that, that opens up conversation about like what's really the standard, for these debuts, because it seems like one person gets mocked for getting, 10 times or even more, like 15 times what this girl got. Do you understand? Somebody else could get 15 times the amount of units that this girl gets, and then you guys will still be on her behind. Now I will not mention a name, but during an extra, no radio station was playing somebody else, a literal black ball, very like ugly situation with the media as well. Somebody did 15 times better than this girl, and they were clowned for those numbers. So now what's the standard really? I know you guys like to use the excuse of, well, she has been around for a long time, but I promise you, if another person like Lil Kim was been around for a long time, Missy Elliott was been around for a long time, if they do have Nicki Minaj's numbers, it will be, oh my goodness, they are amazing. So I'm just looking at them like, honestly, I love to sympathize with, women, but I'm like, if we're going to sympathize with women, we're going to do it all across the board, okay? You're not going to shame me into sympathizing with one woman and then shame me when when another person does better and I'm like, they actually did better. You're not going to do that, okay? If we're going to be sympathizing with people who do less than 20K, let's do it all across the board. That's just how I feel. But hey, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. And the next thing that we're going to be talking about, Teyana Taylor. Oh my God, I'm so excited for Teyana, you guys. It seems like, she got a very, very nice settlement in her divorce. And I was like, yes, man, because that entire Teyana Taylor, situation was stressing me out, especially the part where the man was out there talking about, oh, I want, part of the royalties that you had even before we got married and things like that. I was getting stressed. I was taking this divorce personal. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. At least I was getting an excuse for never getting married. You know what it is. So it is now being reported via the Jasmine brand that, well, Teyana Taylor is entitled to actually retain 4 key marital properties, and that the properties actually have an estimated value of over $10 million. And the man is also to pay $8,000 per month in child support, and he also is the one who's going to be responsible for paying 100% of the private school fees for both their daughters. And I was like, yeah, this makes more sense. I mean, of course, 8,000 for their upkeep. People were still saying that, well, that's little. But if she's getting $10 million dollar worth, properties, I feel like, 8,000 is sufficient. And I mean, school fees is taken care of. So I feel like it's kind of fair. But hey, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. It also does seem like, well, she has also been awarded a collection of vehicles, a Maybach, a Mercedes, a tour bus, and, a Bronco truck. So honestly, I love this. I love to hear this, okay? I know that it's not going to take away from the pain of actually going through a divorce, but at least if a divorce sounds like this, it's a better, it's kind of soothing. It's a better thing. But hey, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Well, that was just a controversial statement. Talking about controversial statements, did you guys see Jada and what she had to say about dating broke men? It seems like people were not feeling it on the internet, because she really said that she wouldn't date somebody who earns less than her. And I'm sorry on this one. I don't blame her. I'm not gonna be mad at her for wanting that for herself, you guys. You do not understand the emotional work that is required for dating a man who earns below you. Like, you have to constantly reassure them, like, over and over and over and over again, that you're still the man. You will get into financial abuse without even realizing that this is where it's at. Like, those men are so insecure. Like, you could say, you know what, I feel like today we should have eggs for breakfast, and that man will turn around and say, oh, you want to to tell us what to eat in this household because, well, you're earning more than me, and things like that. I'm sorry. I don't find anything, and that's my unpopular opinion. I'm not mad at Jada for wanting to date a man who earns more than her. But what I will not agree with is, she said that, well, I'd rather be dogged by a financially affluent man than a broke man. I'm like, I'd rather not be dogged at all. That's the thing, okay? That's the thing, because getting dogged is still an option. There is literally nobody is holding a sharp object to you to say that, well, you have to be dogged. I'd rather not be dogged at all. Rich or poor, I do not care. Do not be out here dogging me. I don't want that, okay? That's the part that I would not agree with. But, well, I do understand people say that, well, it's better to cry on a private jet than to cry in economy. So I get that. I get that there are people who feel like that. But, well, if we're not gonna be given any choice, you're getting dogged either way. Like, if it's like a thing where somebody's holding a G to my head and saying, well, here's the situation, you're getting dogged regardless. Who would you rather get dogged by, a broke man or a wealthy man? Of course, off to the private jet I go. But hey, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Was Jada wrong for that, her assertion of saying that, well, I'd rather, be dogged by a rich man, okay? Now, the last thing that we're going to be talking about, it seems like Katy Perry is out there ready for her album rollout, okay? She was spotted at the Paris Fashion Week, and she was out there wearing a dress that had, some lyrics, lyrics to her upcoming single, Woman's World. She has been teasing that, okay? And so, honestly speaking, that is absolutely amazing. I feel like that the rollout is going to be genius. Am I a little bit nervous about this Katy Perry comeback? Absolutely, because so much has changed in the music industry, and I'm kind of nervous for her. If I'm gonna be honest, I really want her to do good. I want her to do great, but at the same time, I do understand that things have kind of changed in 2024. And so I'm hoping she does well. I'm hoping it's not one of the things where, we are on the internet saying, oh my goodness, we love Perry, and we don't actually turn that into, sales. That's what I'm worried for. But honestly, I want to see her win. I really want to see her reclaim a position in music. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Now, you guys, thank you very much for hanging with me. The video became a little bit long because listen, yesterday, I'm not even lie to you, I was going through the most. Like, it's one of those days where even if I want to come and laugh and say, ha 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 ha, let's laugh about this, I just couldn't. It was one of the days where I was like, listen, I'm not gonna come out here and laugh whilst tears are rolling down my eyes. I'm just not gonna do it. And I was like, you know what, let me take a rest. When I feel better, let me come and do what I have to do. But I'm glad to say right now, I'm kind of back to normal, back to my normal settings. Emotions are stable, and so that's why I decided to just come back and do a little bit catch up video. You do know that I'm quick with the news, okay? The fact that some of the news is not the freshest exactly is testament to how hectic yesterday was for me emotionally. But that being said, thank you very much, you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for getting me to 14K, really. It's sometimes I look back and I'm like, when I started this channel, I really had no idea that it would take off the way that it has. And I do not take you guys for granted. I appreciate you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. And why am I getting emotional? Oh my God. Bye. Until my next one, you guys. Bye bye.